we kind of want to touch on what it was like growing up with mom and dad, and specifically from the light of growing up as preacher's kids. And so, as you know from listening to the podcast, my dad has been a pastor since before any of us were born. So, our whole life, we've been in church. And we talk about it all the time, in church at a rate that many of you would not even believe. I'm talking about some Sundays, 2 to 3 services, choir practices, Wednesday Bible studies, revivals, traveling to other churches. It's pretty much our life growing up was school, baseball, church. We didn't really spend too much time sitting at home in front of the TV and playing video games. It was never much downtime because we were always on go. So we could take a second to just reminisce on that and take it from our perspective, what we thought about it and what it was like being pastor's kids, and hear it from our parents' perspectives, what it was like being the pastor and first lady, and also raising kids, raising the pastor kids, and the expectations and weight of all that, and then pretty much debrief on how we handle that, because now we are grown. You'll always be the pastor's children, but we ain't like preacher's kids no more. We ain't like the kids there with them. We're growing in the world. So seeing how, for maybe a listener that is a preacher's kid, how that's going to look and what it looks like for the next couple years, and then the transition out of that. And for someone that's a preacher that maybe has young children or is about to have kids, to understand what their kids are going to go through or go through. So to pop it off, mom and dad, what was y'all thinking about intention-wise and just being cognizant of our kids are pastor's kids? Our kids is the Sasha and Malia Obamas of this church, of our congregation, of our friends, they the ones that's got the eyes on them. They the ones that people want to, what they do is a reflection of people gonna say what they do is due to our parent, and how they act is a reflection of us and our household and our living, when they expect you to live and be a certain way because of the role you have. What y'all think about that when we was kids and growing up and going through all that?
I personally just always allowed y'all to be kids. I think a lot of times when you put a lot of pressure to be these perfect preacher's kids, or just let you be yourselves, and people will see that, hey, they do act up, they do show out, they are not perfect, and then they don't have these really, outlandish expectations, so that when something does go wrong or whatever, the preacher's kids. No, I just wanted y'all always to just act normal and be yourselves, and trust me, y'all did. Y'all were not bad kids. We got so many compliments when we'll go to the conventions and stuff, and how well mannered. These are prominent pastors and who's there, and they would stop and compliment us, and take pictures with y'all, and just even in the strollers, even with the church, it was just our life. Y'all never bucked about going. Well, you really didn't have a choice. But you never, I don't remember a time until y'all were kind of older that y'all complained about it. It was our life. So it was just that was what we done. But just allowing kids to be themselves, to be kids, even though you're in church, that was important to me.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I never put undue expectations any more than I would have on any children. Any person. I expected y'all to represent us more, and I guess that was the thing about it. So it wasn't necessarily saying you need to be this way because you're the pastor's kids. No, it's like we expect this because you are our kids. And it didn't matter that we was pastor or not, because our principles and practices didn't change because we were pastor and first lady. Because we were like that before we were even in that arena. So, and I was very intent and intentional on not making y'all walk a certain way because of my position. I wanted balance, and that's why you had balance.
One thing growing up being a pastor's child, they laid the foundation, and they also allowed us to have the freedom to make the decisions that we wanted to make. But having that foundation, whenever we were doing something or making those decisions that we had to make, we knew in the back of our mind, is this right or wrong? And they never forced us to do anything, but by them being in that position and having the foundation and core that they had, they led us in the right direction. So when we came to those crossroads, we knew what decisions we needed to make and why we were making them. Not just, this is what I'm going to do, but this is the reason why I'm going to do it.
Okay. And even now, okay, y'all are grown, and we still get compliments about you three guys to this day. You being considerate, mannerable, respectful, and we appreciate that because that says a lot about the decisions you do make and the way you act. But we never forced any of these things on you. And that's just kind of how that went.
To touch on it, it's been pretty cool with you being a pastor. Well, yeah, a pastor, my father. And like you said earlier, you worked and also fathered us and fathered the church. So you did double time. It's crazy. And I appreciate that.
No, thank you.
Yeah, because it wasn't no slack time. It wasn't like 50% here because you got to give 50 to the church. The 100 church, 100 here. Well, like I'm slacking on the church because I got to do this over here. It was full time both sides. So I think about it just how it stressed the importance of reputation and a good name, because everyone that I've ever met has always had something positive to say about y'all, about you, about mom, about family. So it's like, if nobody's ever, because people gonna find something to hate on. People gonna find, they ain't got nothing. It's like everybody I met that knew the old y'all, that know y'all now, nobody got nothing negative to say. Nobody got no shade. Nobody got no dirt to throw. And it make you understand the importance of a good name and keeping a clean reputation so that people can speak highly of you. And because the opposite, the people that when you hear their name, it's a joke. You don't want your name to be a joke. So that's something that I got from it.